Hello, Boss Word. Welcome to Boxing Blog Center. I watched the interview Ness from the Boxing Voice did with Shelly Finkel, better known as Shelly Winkle. I laugh in Chinese. The alien-looking guy, the guy who lies a lot and contradicts himself a lot, just like his partner Deontay Wilder. Now, it is very funny to see that Winkle does not think that Anthony Joshua's signature in a contract that was sent to them is necessary. But wasn't that a problem before? Like they say, oh, Eddie's contract wasn't no Anthony Joshua's contract. But Shelly Finkel knows this. He's worked with Eddie before. He worked with him for the Klitschko fight, and there was no problem. It's not like this is the first time they are working together. No, this is the first time. But Shelly Finkel, in order to not fight Anthony Joshua now, because he knows that Joshua he's going to reap the soul out of Deontay Wilder. Anthony Joshua is going to take Deontay Wilder's soul from him, take his African soul that we gave him, that he gave him, the ancestor gave him, take it back, because Deontay Wilder is not man enough to hold that kind of power. He's not. Okay? He's childish. He has like a talk. He's not also a talk. The guy has never been about that life. Listen, I've done my own research about Deontay Wilder. I've did my own proper research. I've asked a lot of questions. I know people that live in Alabama. And I have cousins there. You should know. If you don't know now, you know. And I've done my research about Wilder and how he grew up in the neighborhood he grew up in. This guy was never a talk. It was never about a life. He never robbed the bank. He only had homies that did it. He has friends that did it. Now, some ended up in jail. You know what I mean? He moved around with the gangsters, but he's not a gangster. You know what I mean? He just has friends that are locked up in jail right now and other stuff. But that's not the main topic. The main topic right now, the main subject I'm going to talk about is the lionhouse of Deontay Wilder and Shelly Finkel. Now, Eddie Hearn sent you a contract, okay? The contract you already accepted. You know what I mean? You accepted the offer, saying, okay, I'll get a $50 million flat fee and fight AJ. You got a contract, what would you complain about? You said there was no venue. No venue, no date, and no rematch clause. Listen carefully. No rematch clause. How do you respect Anthony Joshua, who has 3 to 4 belts? IBO for me counts as well. How do you respect that guy to then give you a rematch clause who only has 1 belt? That means you must be stupid. If Joshua does that, that means Joshua is stupid. Joshua has lost his brain. But Joshua, who has a Nigerian brain, will never do that. Like I said before, Nigerians are very business-minded. The same as British people as well. So, Tyson Fury fighting Deontay Wilder going to America is usual, is normal, is logical. Eso es normal, como dicen los españoles. Es normal hacerlo. It's a normal thing to do because Tyson Fury is the B-side to Deontay Wilder. And both of them should get the same percentage. You know what I mean? It should be 50-50 between both of those guys because Tyson Fury still considers himself the linear heavyweight champion with no belt, even though the belt has been stripped away from him. And they're not going to put in a line with this because the winner has to fight Anthony Joshua afterwards. You can never be the undisputed king without Joshua. And there's only one belt in the line. That's the BBC. People always talk about, oh, we don't give a fuck about belts. But you are fighting Tyson Fury to be able to get a 50% with Joshua, but you're still not going to get it. Joshua will forever remain the A side. That's a fact. Someone jumped into my channel yesterday, my comment section, and started talking about that me being Bass, calling me names, all this stuff. I just look at the guy, just laughing like, you're crazy. We are not the same. I had to remove that guy from this channel. In fact, I'm gonna block him. I'm gonna block him soon. If I see his comments anywhere in the comment section, I'm gonna block him because the guy knows nothing about boxing. He's just an American who is so bad. Like, and I don't know why. I don't know. It's like some Black Americans seem to have like self-hatred. We don't have that in Nigeria. Nigerians never have self-hatred. We're very proud of who we are, and we will always be like that. In fact, the richest black man on earth is a Nigerian. You never hear of him. He never talk about it. Michael Jordan's money is not even close to Aliko Dangote money. But you never hear Aliko Dangote talk about it. You never hear him say a word. Even if you see the guy right now, you wouldn't know him. Because he's a bit... Nigerian brains is just keeping it low-key. There are some Nigerians who have a lot of money, still show up, but not the top dogs. I mean, top Nigerian billionaires don't show up. They can just walk past the street right now with wearing a very cheap clothes. You know what I mean? You think, who's that? It's a suffering. Maybe if the guy show you his bank account, you yourself will be like, wow, that's an Nigerian brain. Very business-minded people. That's what we are. I'm not trying to praise us too much, but that's just how we are. Now, let's continue. Deontay Wilder complained about Joshua's contract, that there is no venue, no date, but he took a fight with Tyson Fury without no date, no venue, and the fight hasn't ever been signed yet. No contract has been signed. The fight is still 99% done. And this week now, I hope maybe an announcement. We, finally arrive so that we can know when they're going to fight. I'm not going to pay to watch the fight, but I will watch the fight. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pay to watch a one-sided fight. I want to see Fury at his best. In fact, I was telling CMD Boston Reports, and he liked Tyson Fury's performance, but he also said that Tyson Fury still need a couple of fights, like 2-3 fights. And we all know that. Wilder is fighting Fury because he knows Fury is a wounded animal right now. And Fury has got a name. If Fury has no name, Wilder will still fight him because he likes to fight guys that are kind of not in their best. When Steven fought Deontay Wilder the first time, he wasn't at his best, but at that time he was still very fresh, still very durable, still could punch, and he even choked Wilder in that fight. But the second time was just for money. Steven was, he wasn't even ready. You could tell the guy wasn't even in a fighting shape. I don't know if he has been training or so. It just looked horrible. And I even picked Steven to upset Wilder because I thought it was going to upset Wilder because Sylvain was talking a very good game. But I never knew he was going there to lay down. And he laid down. Tyson Fury is not going to lay down. Tyson Fury, we try to, box Wilder's head off, try to outbox Wilder, but the energy wouldn't be enough to hold him off because Tyson Fury, he's still a wounded animal. You know what I mean? He's still a wounded animal, so Wilder would just walk him down, keep working on him, hoping that one of his thunderous right hand lands, and if it lands, Tyson Fury will be in trouble, and then Wilder would just, windmill the guy over because he knows that Tyson Fury is not a puncher. Against Anthony Joshua, he wouldn't do that. He knows that he wouldn't do that. He knows that Joshua has the power to knock him out, but Tyson Fury doesn't. Tyson Fury is a big guy, very strong, but not in terms of punching power. He's a strong dude, naturally, but in terms of punching power, he doesn't have that. But he's a very phenomenal boxer when he's at his best. Right now, it looks like that he's trying to work his way up into being the same like it was before. But right now, we all know that he's not really ready for Wilder if the fight doesn't happen. Because I would not believe the fight is happening until I see both of those guys in the same ring square enough. So he went for Tyson Fury, a guy who is a wounded animal without a signed contract, without knowing the venue, the date, you know what I mean? But he complained about Anthony Joshua not giving them the date, even though he knew that Joshua was already penciling September for it. And after Joshua took the fight with Perkin, then they later replied to Team Joshua saying that, you don't want it now. You're ducking now. And the guy has managed to build his profile on the back of Anthony Joshua. But that's just how it is. That's just it. He can never sell out 100,000 ticket like Anthony Joshua would do. Never do that, that's for sure. Against Joshua, that's the only option he's got. In fact, I was just watching a lot of interview yesterday, from American legends. They just see this fight as an easy win. They said Tyson Fury has abused himself, and in this part of boxing, when you do that, it will surely catch up to you when you are in a war zone. Okay, you could fight Fury 10 times, you wouldn't feel it. But you're going in with a guy like Deontay, who has a thunderous right hand and an unpredictable windmill style of fighting. You see, Deontay didn't go into windmill mode against Luis Ortiz because Luis Ortiz is technical and also powerful. And when he gets to fight Anthony Joshua, what he did to Luis Ortiz will be very hard to do to Anthony Joshua. First of all, he bullied Luis Ortiz around. He was able to manhandle him, was able to drag him around, Against Joshua, he cannot do that. He knows. So Joshua is a big threat to him. He knows that. So that's why he wants Joshua to be his last payday. Get his last huge payday from Joshua and then retire. That's what he's trying to do. We all know what he's trying to do. And if he manages to beat Anthony Joshua, if he managed to beat him, he would not give Joshua very much. He will retire. I know that. Deontay is a very smart guy. And him and Shelly Finkel are a bunch of liars, bunch of cowards. All water fanboys are cowards. They are not boxing fans. All water fanboys. Because they know the truth, but they don't want to say it. They are cowards. That's my opinion. And you cannot reason with them. You cannot, talk intellectually with them. They always throw insults at you. They always insult you. They always call you names. They always try to bully you. But when you talk about them, they start saying racism, or start saying coon. They hate themselves. They have self-hatred for themselves, and that's just fucked up. Me seeing that as a Nigerian, it's fucked up. I mean, so that's my opinion, guys. Like I've said before, Shelly Finkel is a liar. He contradicts himself a lot. He is the reason why Deontay isn't going to fight Anthony Joshua now. He's not gonna, even after Tyson Fury, he wouldn't fight Joshua. Because he knows the risk. He's gonna fight bombs. But if Tyson Fury beats him, then Wilder's career will probably be over. But I don't see it happening. I see him, going straight to Tyson Fury. I see the guy not giving Tyson Fury respect because he knows Tyson Fury doesn't have a huge punching power. So he's just going to walk Tyson Fury down. But if he does get tired, Tyson Fury might not knock him out if he just toy with him. And that could be a problem. Tyson Fury has to keep the jab on his face. He has to fight like the way he fought Klitschko. If he doesn't, if he make a mistake, one mistake, he's going to be in a big trouble. The windmill will come. Windmill will come because he knows that Fury has no power. You might like the video, you might hate it, you might dislike it, but if you're a real boxer fan, you will understand me. And you will respect my own opinion. Because all I say here are facts. Deontay never intended to fight Anthony Joshua. All he wanted was to build his profile on the back of Anthony Joshua. And he succeeded at last. But that wouldn't last long. That wouldn't last long. That's my thoughts, guys. Like the video, share, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. Cheers, everyone.